What is the difference between the subconscious and the unconscious? Even when I teach my breath workers this, it's sort of an uncomfortable thing. We think the word unconscious and we think, okay, I'm passed out or I'm asleep, I'm unconscious. It's an adjective to describe a state of being as opposed to an element that is who we are. And so often we look at it that way and we say subconscious. We're okay thinking about that as an entity, and we are sort of uncomfortable thinking about what the unconscious is. It's important to understand that the subconscious is part of the unconscious. And so the subconscious is part of us that it's just below consciousness. It influences our thoughts, our patterns, and our beliefs about ourselves. But there's far more to the unconscious than that. When we break this down in the language of breath, there is the conscious and unconscious parts of you. Together, that creates this lived existence. And that is everything from your belief systems, to your preferences, to how fast your cells are dividing, to your blood sugar, to your heartbeat. Everything that is you is the combination of conscious and unconscious intelligence working together. Now, if this sounds woo-woo, it's not. All of this is the science that we know, and this is part of what we've been wrestling with in the human condition since humans have been humans. I'm in a forest right now. If I have a drone, guys, help me save up so I can buy a drone for the channel. if I could get a drone, man, this channel was gonna rock. But anyway, if I had a drone and I was at the top and I just saw the canopy, we might say that is the conscious representation of the conscious you, the surface level, the things that you're capable of dealing with at a conscious level. And the thing is, we're always taking in about 11,000 pieces of information. It's an estimate, but we're taking in about 11,000 pieces of information at any given time. We're only able to consciously work with about 40 to 50 pieces of information. And so the conscious you is there as kind of it's the part of you that's able to do close examinations. And in my book, The Language of Breath, and in the online course that's going to be out very soon, the book's going to be out October of this year, 2023. So check it out. I detail this in great depth in there. But when it comes down to it, the conscious thinking part of ourselves is there to do the close examination, the problem solving that the unconscious doesn't have the ability to do. So the close looking, the meticulous checking, that is what our conscious self is there generally to do. And there are conscious actions you can take. And then of course we talked about the unconscious, which is pretty much everything else in your organism. Everything about you, all of this intelligence is at an unconscious level. So that's not just your subconscious, but the subconscious beliefs that you have, we would maybe consider that's a part of your unconscious, but your unconscious also has many other parts. And I'm not going to go through all the different many parts of your unconscious, but for instance, you have so many things that are happening at an unconscious level. So for instance, right now, my experience is talking to you on my camera here, and I'm thinking, this is all I'm thinking about. But my unconscious is observing everything around. It's listening for predators. It's paying attention if someone were to say my name, or if there's anything in the periphery, anything that my senses can pick up, it's paying attention to those things. My unconscious is also determining the threat level. Okay, so the threat level of where I am I safe, am I not? Based off of that, my unconscious via the autonomic nervous system. So that's part of that unconscious processes. It is changing my physical expression. So quite literally where the blood goes, where the hormones should be, all of those things, how fast I'm breathing, how fast my heart is beating. These are all things that happen based off of your unconscious beliefs about your level of safety, about the situation you're in. Now, when it comes to my subconscious, typically we would say we have subconscious beliefs. These are things that are just below the conscious awareness. It goes way deeper, though. I have been repping Magic Mind now for 6 months, I think, something like that. You'll have to go back and take a look at the videos. I think my first video where I repped Magic Mind was the one on Buteyko, which was an awesome episode that I don't think anybody really watched. So if you haven't seen it, I felt like it was a really good episode. Anyway, my question to you is, first of all, have you tried Magic Mind yet? Is nootropic is a nootropic formula something that you would be interested in? Is it something that you are interested in? Do you take any other nootropics? What do you do to enhance your cognitive abilities? Tell me in the comments below. And I just also will thank Magic Mind for sponsoring this video. You guys have been really awesome to this channel, and I do appreciate your support. Magic Mind is something that I do take. And I was taking it before they approached me to sponsor me. So I was like, yes, please. It was really an awesome combination. So without any further ado, just, hey, let me know, did anybody buy any Magic Mind? Let us know. Are you interested in taking some? Do you have any questions on it? I'd be happy to answer those questions. We know that we have the subconscious. This is where typically we store our beliefs about ourselves, about the world around us. We also have for instance, the adaptive unconscious. The adaptive unconscious takes our beliefs about ourselves and about the world, and it will color what we see. So if you subconsciously see yourself as a big loser, no matter what experiences you have, your adaptive unconscious will start to help you to reinforce that belief. It's part of this element, this unconscious part of yourself that is starting to pick up patterns. Your unconscious is always picking up patterns to help you thrive and survive. But the adaptive unconscious will start to show you how everyone else is a liar. This is where we get confirmation bias from. We also have a part of our unconscious that is I believe it was Dr. Timothy Wilson called I forget if it's like the nervous system, immune system, or the unconscious immune system, where if we are in the presence of information that challenges what we already believe about ourselves or about anything, we will start to shut down and just basically, we don't want that new information. This is the part of you that is really driving a lot of our actions. And we think we're in conscious control oftentimes. And we do have conscious control to suppress the urges or the compulsions that our unconscious will send us. But it's always a relationship. We always have a relationship between these two aspects of ourselves. So this is where the language of breath comes in. When it comes to my book coming out in October, this is where, if you go to the online course right now, we're gonna be doing a challenge soon. Check out languageofbreathcollective.com. If you go to the description box, all those links are there. If you're interested in learning how breathing interfaces with this relationship, okay, this is what the language of breath is all about. It's not about, hey, breathe in and out for this many times and let's get high or this or that. It is about how every single moment is an interaction between the conscious and the unconscious. The subconscious is in there, but it's more than just one thing doing one thing. It's everything working in relationship to everything else. There is so many things about you that are unconscious processes that you have no conscious access to that work together to form the unconscious. And we are only consciously aware of the after effects. And in many cases, we're blinded to that as well. So head over to my website if you'd like to become a Language of Breath breathworker. We are taking applications for the 2024 class. We just finished the 2023 class and it was an amazing experience. We've got some incredible breathworkers. Many of them are therapists, yoga instructors, there's talk therapists, there's, just physical therapists. There's a little bit of everybody in these classes. You have to apply. I don't just take everybody because I do want to have a higher level of breath worker. And it is something that we spend many months together working on these things. We do online stuff, and then eventually you'll have a week with me, and we always pick an awesome place to go where we do practical exams, practical training, so that when you go out there, you're really prepared, not just for one technique, not just for, hey, let's breathe really hard, for all of this nuance that is you. So we are a conscious and unconscious relationship. The subconscious is part of the unconscious, but the unconscious is much bigger. The unconscious envelops so many other parts of you. So they're all working together. Every part of you works together. Every cell works together. You're not just one thing that directs another thing. That's the old way of thinking, and that's what we're getting out of in the Language of Breath. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I absolutely love these questions, so keep them coming. And don't forget to go out there and be kind to people.